because at that point, you are basically participating in that economy with the earnings from crypto, and therefore there will be like tax ramifications, legal issues, whatever else. So that's kind of how that functions. Ultimately, at the end of the day, the point of crypto is to completely replace that entire infrastructure. Will that happen? Probably not for a long time. So this is where we're at. Let's talk about Russia to regulate crypto instead of banning. So we're getting rid of the FUD and we're bringing in the reality here for Russia. Now, we've talked about this before because, China threatened bans all the time on cryptocurrency. They would throw the FUD out there, nothing would happen. The reason we cover it is because we need to be aware in case that it does actually go through like it did with China and all of a sudden the hash rate moved. That's something we want to keep track of. For Russia in particular, we did talk about their statements on banning. At this point, we're looking good coming from CoinDesk. The government's plan to license exchanges and tax large transactions has the support of the central bank, which previously wanted to outlaw mining and trading. So instead of banning cryptocurrencies, the Russian government has decided to regulate them, legitimizing a $2 trillion asset class in the world's 11th largest economy. A document setting the principles for the regulation of cryptocurrencies appeared on the government's official website on Tuesday night. Notably, the plan has the support of the central bank, which had called for a ban on crypto mining and trading. This is the second major regulatory cloud to have been lifted from the global crypto market in a month. India last week took a step towards legalization with a tax on digital asset transfers. While it carries a hefty 30% tax rate, the tax was seen by many as putting the fifth largest economy on track towards legitimizing crypto. In Russia, a population of 144 million, residents own over 12 million cryptocurrency accounts and about 2 trillion rubles, which is 26.7 billion US dollars, worth of crypto, according to the government's document. And there's the PDF in Russian, which we can't read, or I can't. I'm sure there's a few of you that can. It says the country ranks third in the world in Bitcoin mining, a share the Cambridge Center for Alternative Finance agrees with. With such a large volume of crypto, law enforcement agencies are concerned that they can't adequately approach crimes involving crypto, the document said. Yet it stops short of the draconian measures suggested in January by the Bank of Russia. The central bank's report called cryptocurrencies a threat to Russia's financial stability and rife with fraud. The regulator suggested banning cryptocurrency trading in Russia as well as mining. Instead, Russians would have access to the digital ruble, the central bank digital currency in the works by the Bank of Russia, and digital assets issued inside the country by licensed companies. By contrast, the government's blueprint released Tuesday says cryptocurrency purchases in Russia may take place, but only through locally registered and licensed companies so that users are fully verified and information about their transactions can be made available to government agencies. The document does not address cryptocurrency mining. Many of the stipulations require Parliament to pass new laws. A crypto-related transaction bigger than 600,000 would have to be reported to the Federal Taxation Service. Failure to do so should be considered a felony, and using cryptocurrency to conduct a crime should be an aggravating factor, the report said. The proposal suggests allowing banks to operate as intermediaries between users and cryptocurrency exchanges. The institutions would need to verify users' identities, check transactions for signs of illegal activity, provide rails for fiat transfers, and keep information about transactions for at least 5 years. Banks should also provide users the documents necessary to report their taxes and government agencies data about transactions on the request. I'm going to just point it out just so that everybody's clear. We talked about regulation going from one thing to going through being a whole separate thing for centralized exchanges where you basically are moving into that country's economy. What they're doing here is trying to basically track all transactions across all of cryptocurrency. We as like Americans or, countries that support freedom, privacy, all that sort of stuff, should be adamantly against these types of policies, because the principles of crypto dictate that, basically this should be a peer-to-peer transaction. We should not have a third party. All of this would be extra third parties added into crypto. This isn't something we should do. Now, as far as Russia doing it, how it affects the rest of the world, it can be seen as a positive note because you will have more people participating in it. So as far as price action goes, there's a positive there. That's kind of where I'm sitting here. But I wouldn't accept this as a citizen of any country, right? So cryptocurrency exchanges and peer-to-peer marketplaces would have to register as legal entities and join an official register of digital currency exchange operators. They would have to open a crypto account with an authorized bank and satisfy certain requirements applying to traditional financial organizations. Once again, peer-to-peer without the interference of traditional financial organizations. That's the point of Bitcoin. They keep dialing over and over again. I have Time Warner coming out to the farm today, or Spectrum or something. Anyways, the internet company's coming out, and I don't know if it was them. So I'm going to answer this next one if they call, just to make sure I'm not missing anything that we need. Let's get back into it. Banks working with crypto exchanges would be required to use the transparent blockchain transaction tracking tool developed by Rosfin Monitoring. Not products from foreign companies like Chain Analysis, Elliptic, or Crystal Blockchain. According to the document, transparent blockchain can help identify owners of cryptocurrency wallets using open source data, as well as information from the darknet, detect patterns of illegal usage of crypto, and serve as a register for addresses related to crimes and terrorism financing. Always under the guise of protecting the individual is the stripping of the rights of the individual. According to the announcement, the proposal was agreed on by the Bank of Russia, Ministry of Finance, Ministry of Economic Development, Federal Taxation Agency, Anti-Money Laundering Watchdog Rosfin Monitoring, and the key law enforcement bodies, Ministry of the Interior, Federal Security Service, and the Prosecutor General's Office. Earlier, the Bank of Russia had been a dissenting voice. According to the newspaper Kommersant, the approach put cryptocurrencies on a level with foreign currencies, which are regulated in a similar fashion. The new laws and directives are likely to come into force in the second half of 2022 or early 2023. Bitcoin's price rose about 3% Wednesday morning in the U.S. Russia's embrace might be having some level of influence on the bellwether cryptocurrency's price. Yeah, I assume that's part of it. There's quite a few things going on in crypto today, though. Other market factors, including KPMG Canada adding Bitcoin to its balance sheet, and the U.S. Justice Department's recovery of $3.6 billion in Bitcoin from the 2016 Bitfinex hack, could also be buoying prices, he said. We could see other governments adopting Bitcoin in the near future, with Russia making the move, as said on Telegram, and blah, blah, blah. So I think at this point, that's all we really need to know. We just need to know exactly how they're implementing it. So Russia's not banning cryptocurrency, but they are highly regulating and tracking it. It will be treated just like traditional financial institutions that carry other currencies or outside currencies. None of that is acceptable, in my humble opinion, from the principles of cryptocurrency. However, of course, like I said, it should have a positive price impact on the market in general, because obviously we're talking about the 11th largest economy in the world. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed this clip from the Crypto Mining Morning Show every Monday through Friday, 7:45 a.m. Pacific and 10:45 a.m. Eastern Time. You can check out more clips here, or if you're interested in checking out the entire live show, you can check that out down here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next Tuesday.